Hello, welcome everyone. It is FMC. I am Jeremy. That is SP3. It is Tuesday, July 23rd. No wrestling talk. The past two shows we've done together, SP3. It's been some wrestling. I mean, we had Ben Bishop on, and that was half wrestling and half not wrestling. This
That was
is
half
new.
FMC.
Yeah, that really was. That really was. Bless old Ben Bishop. He was a fun dude. Talk to him. I saw his video. I don't know if you saw it. He's in the pool playing with the kids, and you know that game like Jackpot where you throw the ball up and it's like 50 points, and you go up, and whoever catches it gets 50 points, and you go to whatever the number is. You know, he's about 7 feet tall, and he's playing with like 8-year-olds in the pool. So he's just like reaching above them all and just getting it every single time. It popped me so much. I used to do that awesome. with the kids, the neighbor kids, and now my own kids. But yeah, it's just go there and just you're taller than all of them. Just grab it above them. Fantastic.
You guys cheating with your height. I'll probably be the same height as your kids, so I would probably lose that game.
There was one like the ball came up short and like this girl is like swimming towards it and he just like uses his arm and just moves her out of the way to go get the ball. Fantastic. The advantages of being tall in games like that. Ben Bishop was a lot of fun. We got to get him on this show and talk no wrestling.
Exactly. Yeah. I was about to say that. I was like, he is the perfect guest to have on FMC.
Yeah. We'll have to get him on this show to talk no wrestling. We don't have a ton to talk about. It's not basketball season. The Olympics are in full swing, sort of. It's the trials right now. I think they actually start like next week. So we are getting into the Olympics. Team USA is barely getting by South Sudan and Germany. They need LeBron to come save them at the very end.
Best player on the court at 40 years old.
So, like, I don't want to be mean about the Lakers, but I might be mean about the Lakers.
You always mean to be mean about the Lakers.
You? How dare you?
You never said a nice thing about my Lakers. So
how dare you? So everyone's saying like LeBron's been the best player on the court, which is true. And Anthony Davis has been the best defensive player, which is partially true. I mean, Bam's been really good defensively. And then everyone's like, the Lakers are right there for a title. They're right there. Are they?
Who said that?
Oh, hold on. I'll find it.
I ain't even saying that. And I'm the biggest Laker fan on YouTube today.
Oh, you know who it was? You know who it was? I'm going to give you a guess because it's actually hilarious. Okay. It is I'm trying to think how I can frame this. Because if I say one thing, it's a very easy guess. A former player. I don't know if he's still in the league. He was in the league at least like last year.
Okay. Pat Beverly?
No, not Pat Bev. Former player, sharpshooter. Oh man, I can't say the one thing I want to say because it'll give it away way too easily.
JJ Redick?
No. Played with JJ Redick, I think.
He would think that the Lakers are a championship contender.
Yeah, not Kendrick Perkins, not Shaq. Sharpshooter.
Yeah, you said sharpshooter. So
yeah.
That's why I went JJ Redick.
He may have been on the same team as Redick at one point. I don't know if they were on the Clippers together or not.
Matt Barnes?
No, not Matt Barnes.
I wouldn't call him a sharpshooter.
Yeah.
So really. All right, just tell me. Rip the Band-Aid off. Who is it?
Shaddy's got it right. Austin Rivers.
Wow.
I didn't want to say
they were on the Clippers together.
Yeah, okay. So I was right. I didn't want to say son of a coach because I thought that
you should have said he was featured on the Clip series. So then my guess of JJ Redick would have been pretty close, and then I would have went down the line of all the Clippers players that I saw in Clip.
Austin Rivers said, when you watch USA basketball and realize the two most dynamic players thus far are two Lakers players, you realize they're not far behind and competing for a chip. That window can't be closed considering I'm watching them be the best on the best team in the world. That is Austin Rivers' thoughts. Not far
Well,
behind.
we haven't. USA hasn't been playing like they're the best players.
So that's
team in the world.
This was kind of my thought. Is like, yeah, LeBron has been great. Davis has been great, but they're barely beating South Sudan and Germany. Like, I think that does show how far behind the Lakers are. Like, if they've been the best players and they've got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, and they're barely beating guys with like no NBA players on their team. I don't think that speaks very well of the Lakers if they've been the best two players.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. Like if we can barely beat these teams with LeBron and AD as the best players on the court, we could barely beat these teams that don't have NBA players, and we have Steph Curry also on the team. Yeah, I think that shows how far behind and what the Lakers' biggest problem is that they don't have anybody else outside of LeBron and AD, and the NBA is much stiffer competition than what the world can offer Team USA.
Yeah, I mean, just about every NBA team is probably better than South Sudan. I mean, if you just put who was the worst team in the league? The Wizards? I don't know.
The
South
Detroit
Sudan might actually
Pistons
beat the Wizards.
and the Pistons.
I truly believe the Wizards were a worse team than the Pistons. The Pistons may have had a worse record. I think on paper, the Wizards were actually a worse team. South Sudan might actually beat them. Thought Maker would go crazy on them. Or JT Thor. I think they have JT Thor, not Thought Maker.
Oh man.
They would go crazy on the Wizards.
What a game that would be.
Jordan Poole jacking up 50 shots. Jordan Poole might go crazy in a FIBA game, actually.
Yo, he would ball in a FIBA game. Yo, he's gonna go to a different country and just move there, become a citizen, and he's gonna play for one of those teams, and he's gonna ball out. He's gonna be dropping 50 on Team USA at this point. But LeBron was very impressive with the game winner against Sudan. That was a nice game. I watched that on. I think they had it on NBA's YouTube. I watched that one, and then I saw the highlights for the staying off the fourth quarter comeback that was going on against, what was it, Germany? The second game where LeBron hit the game winner. So yeah, all those are good games for them. LeBron showing at 40 years old, he's still got a little bit left. My only worry is that these games are very, very tough for them, and we haven't even started the Olympics yet. Like, what's going to be left of LeBron and AD if they have to play this hard in the prelims? If they're going to play this hard in the Olympics, we're not going to have anything left for the regular season.
This is light years thinking by Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr is going to wear out LeBron and AD and rest Steph. So the Lakers are, playing a little shorthanded this season. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna put 40 minutes on their body a night before the season even starts. Light years thinking by Steve Kerr.
3D chess. He's gonna be playing Anthony Edwards a whole bunch of minutes. He's gonna be playing Kevin Durant, but Steph Curry, 10-15 minutes a night. That's it. That's all you need. Drop a couple of threes.
Play Steph a little less. Probably play Bam a little less. Like the East guys, he's not too concerned with them. Got to wear out those West guys though. Fortunately, no Thunder players. No Thunder players on the team. So, I mean, Shea's gonna play all the minutes for Canada. So Shea's gonna play a lot of minutes. Jamal Murray's gonna play a lot of minutes. Like the Warriors are gonna be in good shape. Steph's not gonna play any minutes. Nobody else on the Warriors is in the Olympics. So the Warriors winning the title. That's my official prediction.
There you go. We heard it here first. The Golden State Warriors, the dynasty is back, according to Jeremy Lambert.
Steph is lame for this.
Yo, so lame. Because, dude, and I was even more upset at the people that tried to use this. Like, you see, I'm not the only one that's tired of this song. You see, I was like, sir, I don't know if you knew this, but Kendrick actually mentioned Steph keeping the family away And even though LeBron is keeping the family away when it's turned, it doesn't seem like Steph. Oh, what's wrong?
Oh no.
You want to tell the people to send super chats for Kinder eggs?
Oh. What's wrong, Harlem?
She wants a Kinder egg, which is a chocolate egg you can only get in the UK. Yeah, it's banned in the US. I heard.
Are they?
Apparently, that's what my missus told me.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, maybe it's a different kind. We have Kinder Joy over here.
Oh, okay, that's right.
It's a chocolate egg, right?
Yeah,
it's got like, I don't want to say like nuts because I don't think they're peanuts, but it's a weird something. But maybe it's a knockoff. Maybe it's just a thing. We have Kinder Joy over here.
Yeah, she likes Kinder eggs, and she can only get it here in the UK. Apparently, that's what my missus told me. I don't know if I never backtracked it. If my missus says something, I just be like, all right, cool. I don't try to look it up to prove her wrong and stuff. Even though she always does that to me if I say something.
Like the women are always right. SP3 women's are always right. Yeah, so Paul's ever finished saying different brand, same concept. As I figured it was some,
there you go.
In America, we would just take everything and try to knock it off and be like, yeah, look, we thought of this too.
See, Kinder Joy.
Yeah, Kinder Joy. Yeah. You can't get the OG one.
Yeah, the toy inside the chocolate.
Yeah, that's what the Kinder Joy is. There's a toy inside of it as well. I don't know if it's actually inside the chocolate now. It's just like an egg, and like half of it's a chocolate, and then like half of it, like the wrapper, and half of it's like chocolate, half of it's like a Joy. Yeah, they separate them. That's basically what it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't feel like they want kids like trying to eat the chocolate and then they swallow the toy.
Yeah, that's happened to my daughter a few times. Yeah. She almost ate the whole the toy inside. But you can't have any more chocolate, guys. Right for today, we just went to the ice cream shop. We went to the ice cream shop. She got some chocolate ice cream in a chocolate sprinkled cone. I got vanilla ice cream in a regular cone. We had a nice. We went to the park. She did the zip line with me. That was fun. That's my favorite thing to do. To go to the big park and do the zip line, my big ass on a zip line just going across.
We got a zip line at one of the parks here that the kids enjoy. We went to the park the other day and threw the football around and went on a nature trail at this park. So we went on a nice long walk at the park. Also, we did ice cream the other day as well. We had these things here. I don't know what they call them. They're called hurricanes here, but it's the concept's basically a blizzard. You put a bunch of candy in the ice cream, mix it all around, and everything. The shop we go to here is called Hurricanes. I always get the M&M Hurricane. So good.
Sounds good. That sounds dope.
Louis saying you get a mashed pea sandwich. What?
Who would want that? That sounds incredibly bad. What are you doing? Louisville? Why? Why would you do something like that?
I don't know. Doesn't sound good at all.
Oh. Well, do you think Team USA is going to win the gold medal?
I do. I think they're going to turn it up once the actual Olympics start. Like they probably should be playing better now against these not so good teams.
I think they're playing like it's a prelim. That's why they have been so close. They're really trying to test themselves. It's basically like every dynasty team we've seen in our lifetime, whether it's the Lakers of the 2000s, the Bulls of the 90s. They have like a certain level that they'll do in the regular season, and then they always try to turn it up in the playoffs. And the playoffs is when the actual Olympics start for the Team USA. And I think they're going to tear it up. I think that KD is going to play much better. He's probably going to be averaging anywhere between 15 to 19 points. So, yeah, I think that and Steph, even though Steph's only going to play like 15 minutes, he's going to drop like 3 threes in that 15 minutes probably every night.
I think they'll be better once the actual Olympics start. And then I just look at the rest of the rosters. Canada's good. I got Shea, Jamal Murray. Dylan Brooks and Lou Dort are painful, but they don't have any like interior presence. So it feels like Davis and LeBron and even like Durant, guys who can get inside, will get inside.
Embiid.
Yeah, no, I forgot he was there.
Hey, I love Embiid want to talk trash about LeBron. Like LeBron's out here saving y'all from embarrassment in the prelim, and he's like, LeBron is just not who he used to be. He's 40 years old. There's a lot of wear and tear. Then play better, and you won't hear people saying that LeBron's the best player on the team. Like Jesus.
Embiid trying to do his foul drawing shtick with Team USA is so annoying. Very annoying. Because FIBA calls the game differently. FIBA like lets him play a little bit more. So Embiid's trying to draw all these fouls, and all he's doing is like throwing the ball 50 feet in the air as he tries to, foul bait out there. Yeah, they're better with Bam and Davis on the floor.
Yeah.
Like they're just a better team that way. So yeah, I think USA will be fine. It'd obviously be tougher in the Olympics, but they got the best players in the world. They should be okay.
Yes, they clearly have the best team in the Olympics, but we shall see if they play up to their potential and what they look like on paper when it gets to the actual Olympics.
I'm send this to Cher Diller. We're gonna try to play a chapter of Too Hot to Handle. Too Hot to Handle's back. I discovered this last night, and season 6 has started. The new episodes dropped July 19th. I was watching Karate Kid. I'm 2 episodes into Karate Kid. Are you? You
mean Cobra Kai?
Yes, Cobra Kai. Yeah.
I've already finished.
You finished? Okay.
Part 1.
All right. Let's talk about the 2 episodes that I've seen, which is the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Speaking of LeBron,
so what is it? Day in the Valley or something like that? What's the name of the first episode?
Oh, I don't know episode titles.
Or Peace in the Valley. Because it starts off with the whole montage of everybody's happy and stuff like that. You get to see that Anthony is actually better at karate. He's been training on his karate because he gets the croissant and then he blocks his dad. Yeah. And then you actually see, it was so sweet. The best moment of that episode happened in like the opening moments to see Johnny with the whole big family with Carmen and Rosa's giving the lunch to Robbie. And Miguel's leaving with Robbie. It's like, yo, we come such a long way. Like it's just such a long way. I mean, that was probably the best part of season 5 was the fight between Robbie and Miguel, where they finally ended their beef. But it was sweet to see them kind of all together as a family.
Okay, let's talk about episode 2. Speaking of LeBron James's old ass and how he's still going at a high level, how is Master Kim still alive at the age of 200 teaching life lessons to John Kreese out here? This man was 100 years old in the flashback when Kreese was about 20 and his granddaughter, not his daughter, his granddaughter was about 8. And now she's got to be at least 40 and Master Kim is out here still alive. Ain't no way.
Yo, what type of water, what type of food are they giving Master Kim for him to still be alive? And the makeup, oh man, the heavy makeup that he had on, it was so ridiculous. And John Kreese going on his nature walk or his discovery walk, where he's freaking battling young Terry Silva and young Johnny Lawrence. And then he puts Johnny back in the chokehold from Karate Kid, too.
Look, if we don't get Hilary Swank out of this, I don't know what we're doing.
That's literally the only person left for them to bring back from the OG Karate Kids. Like, that's the only person we haven't seen. We got the girl who wasn't his love interest in part 3 as the cousin of his wife. I was like, man, LaRusso, you a dirty dog. You wanted the cousin, and then she introduced you to her cousin, and you get married to her. Like, come on, man, you a dirty dog. You trying to get through the family. You a dirty dog.
When I saw the flashback scene, you got the granddaughter who is now older and leading the new generation stuff. I was like, all right, where's Hilary Swank at? when we bringing her in. She's a Miyagi-Do disciple.
She is.
We got to get LaRusso going, I don't know, on a journey of his own and finding old Hillary Swank and being like, come train. Bring old Jaden Smith out there as well.
Did you hear they're doing a new sequel to that one with Jackie Chan and Daniel LaRusso?
Oh, really?
Yeah, LaRusso is going to be, but it's not connected to Cobra Kai, which is weird.
I think Cher is driving. This doesn't seem safe at all. Cher?
Hello,
I
Cher.
have a thing that holds my phone. I'm not
okay.
My phone.
Well, we're not going to keep you here while you're driving, especially because we're going to play Too Hot to Handle, and we're definitely not going to make you do that while you're driving. Everything good?
Yeah, I'm on my way to the doctor.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll let you go. Be safe. Glad to see you again. It's been a couple weeks since we've even done this show, so
I know.
Glad to see you. We will.
Sorry to all our millions of fans out there that we're not doing the show every week.
Be safe, Cher. Bye.
Be safe. Bye.
No, she's gonna pop on while she was driving. That was.
She was about to pop out and show me. Yes, so you got to be safe. Got to be safe so we can talk more Cobra Kai here.
Yeah. So 200-year-old Master Kim. I did like the line of the girl was like, "You sent him to death. You sent him to die." And Master Kim's like, "I sent him to face death. There's a difference." I was like, "Oh, that's a bar. That's a good line right there."
Got the mic on him, like, boom.
The first episodes have been good. I look forward to seeing what's left for the season, but I have enjoyed the first 2 episodes. It's a rather mindless, fun show that doesn't take itself too serious. The fight scene at the college, that
was my
campus,
favorite. That's my favorite out of the first 2 episodes. The frat part. Because first of all, it's another like great coming of like full circle type thing. Because Kyler was the first bully that we met in this Cobra Kai Miyagi-verse series in season 1. So to see him now after the whole breakdown of Cobra Kai at the end of season 5, now he's totally cool with the people that he used to bully with Miguel, Hawk, and Dimitri. And he's just like, "Hey guys, yeah, let's party. It was great. And then to see him getting bullied, and then he basically, that was a great callback with him and the leader of the frat. When the leader after he said he pours the drink on him and he catches his arm, he was like, "Don't you know I know karate?" That's what Miguel told him in season 1 when they fought in the cafeteria. So it was great. And to see him and Miguel teaming up together and fighting. And then what's the big guy's name? The big guy that Hawk freaking beat the hell out
Ruckus.
of Ruckus. He does like choke slam through a table. Great.
Yeah, that was a fun fight scene at the frat party with everybody. So the first 2 episodes are good. I'll watch the rest of it at some point. But now that we got Too Hot to Handle, the wife and I have Too Hot to Handle to the new season to watch. We will be watching that probably starting today at some point. Is there anything else? This is gonna be the shortest FMC ever
in history. Well, since we're already on Cobra Kai, out of the first 5 seasons, what's your favorite season?
Oh, my memory is so awful, SP3. I can't tell you what happened.
I can tell you everything that happened in each season. Season 1 is basically how we go from Johnny being the baby face of Karate Kid to Daniel being the heel. And then it ends with the All Valley where Miguel wins against Robbie after Robbie gets his shoulder hurt by Hawk. Season 2, we start off with Kreese coming back because Kreese comes back at the end of season 1. And then it's basically the battle of Johnny and Kreese, who's going to lead Cobra Kai. And that ends with a big school fight, which is still, in my opinion, the best fight.
That was absurd, that school fight.
So absurd.
Absolutely absurd.
That is one of the most absurd fight sequence I've seen in anything. TV, movie, does not matter.
That's where he kicks him off the balcony, right? Yeah. That's one of the greatest. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's so amazing. Like I literally before this season, I went back and watched all the other seasons, and I had to watch that episode twice because I was like, they are still trying to hit that peak of that. That is the peak of Cobra Kai is the school fight, and then season 2 is Miguel. I mean, season 3 is Miguel freaking coming back out of coma, learning to walk again. Meanwhile, you got Robbie who's on the run and he's in juvie. That's where he meets Big Pain. I'll call him Big Pain for now because I forget his real name, the black dude. And they get into the whole fight. That's when he learns to strike first, and he gets basically recruited by Kreese. And that ends with it's called December 19th. That's the big fight at the LaRusso house where Hawk does the greatest babyface turn in Cobra Kai history, where he's like, I'm on the wrong side. And then he starts fighting Cobra Kai, and he's like, yeah, the Binary Brothers are back. And they start fighting together. And then it ends with the big fight with Johnny and Daniel versus Kreese at the Cobra Kai dojo. Then the season 4 is when Terry Silver comes back, who still is the best heel. He's the best, even more than Kreese to me. Terry Silver, oh man, there's no because he turns on Kreese. He made Kreese a babyface by the end of that season. Terry Silver, just the best. He's just the best. He's my favorite. He's top 2, top 3 favorite characters. Because Johnny is probably my favorite. And now after when you watch the full part 1, Tori is up there as far as best characters in Cobra Kai. Like Peyton List, she acts her ass off in this first half of season 6. But those are my top 3. And then that season 4 ends with the second All Valley, which is the superior All Valley. That's the fight with Robbie and Hawk and Samantha and Tori. They fight where Kreese pays off the referee to basically help Cobra Kai win. And then it ends with him turning on Kreese, and Kreese gets arrested because Terry Silver beat up Stingray, and Stingray lied to the cops. And then season 5 is when they go to Mexico at first. The season starts off with Robbie and Johnny going to Mexico to try to find Miguel, who's looking for his dad after he walked out on the All Valley after hurting his back because he realized that Johnny was too obsessed with his rivalry with Kreese and Daniel to basically, fight in the All Valley. So he goes to meet his dad. He realizes his dad is a piece of crap. After his mom tried to tell him dozens of times, just listen to your mom, man. Just listen to your mom. And then Johnny and Robbie have to find them. And then basically it's Johnny trying to bring Robbie and Miguel together. They get into the big fight at the apartment where it looks like Miguel's going to punch him off the balcony like Robbie did to him in season 2. But then he has self-control, he has balance, and then they come together, and then they're all happy because Johnny tells them that Carmen is pregnant, and then they become a whole family. And then it's the rest of the season is Tori basically trying to admit to everybody that Kreese cheated. Silver cheated by paying off the referee at the All Valley, and then they expose Silver basically as a liar and a cheat in front of all the Cobra Kai students. And then Daniel whoops his ass finally after 30 years, whoops his ass. And Cobra Kai gets shut down. And Kreese breaks out of prison at the end of that.
He's not dead. Yeah. All right. In the recap, then season 2, because it has the school fight scene, which rules. And season 5, because I did like the paying off the referee angle. That was a good bit. Those are probably my 2 favorite as you run everything down. I could not remember all this. Like I know it happens, but trying to piece it together of what season it all is, I'm terrible at that stuff. Troy's asking, do we watch any other Olympic sports? Do you watch anything, SP3?
I really just watch basketball, to be honest with everybody here. I did watch swimming during the Michael Phelps era. If you have a mainline star in whatever sport is referring to, I'll watch that. Bolt, when Bolt was winning the gold medals and stuff, I watched that. I watched racing. I watched that. But yeah, if it doesn't have someone that is noteworthy for me to watch, I usually don't watch. Sometimes I have watched the gymnastics. The gymnastics is interesting to me.
I watch the gymnastics. The kids really like the gymnastics, so I'll watch that. Yeah, I do like track, especially the 400 because it's over pretty quickly. So it's
Yeah.
not a big time commitment or anything. And like the title of like fastest human in the world is kind of like a cool title to have. So I like to see who is the fastest person. So I do like track. For like Winter Olympics, I'll always watch curling, no matter what. Curling is my absolute like. I wish curling, and maybe it is. It's just not on television. I wish it was like a year-round thing. Like I wish they actually had like seasons of curling. I would invest so much into that. I'd follow that shit like it was basketball if they had like an actual like curling league that was on television and stuff. And again, maybe it's on like one of these nondescript networks, and I just can't really find
one of the dozen ESPN channels.
Yeah. But I love curling, so that's really it. We got breaking news. SP3.
What's here?
Reggie Jackson is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers. Big news.
Yeah, that's huge news. Huge. When I say huge, I mean very minor. What is he going to average? Like 15 minutes a game?
He might get some minutes on that roster.
I could see that.
I mean,
see that. What?
He was a backup in Denver last year, and he was like fine. He wasn't bad or anything. Let's see what Reggie averaged.
Yeah, what did he average last year?
He averaged 22 minutes a game. Averaged 10 points.
Okay.
About 4 assists and 2 rebounds. He'll get some minutes on this Philadelphia team.
Yeah, he'll play some backup to Maxey. So I can see that. That's that. Fine. It's a good bench piece to add to the team. What do you think about the? We haven't been on here in a couple of weeks. What do you think about all the moves the Knicks did with Brunson taking that ridiculous? He left $100 million on the table. Like, just let everybody know your daddy's working in the front office.
It's a choice. I mean, good on him. Like, good on him for wanting to like team build and taking a pay cut and be like, well, I'm gonna put a championship roster. Like, if I'm a Knicks fan, I'm super thrilled for it. If I'm just a fan of, hey, go out there and get your money, like these guys are billionaires, go get the money you deserve, I'm questioning why he did it. But I've always thought this, and so I can't be too mad at Brunson. Of me personally, I ain't leaving $100 million on the table. I could use that $100 million. If I'm already a millionaire and I already got, I'm already getting 300 million. I'm thinking, what is this 100 million? I can probably make that up in endorsements. I get a good reputation of, being a team guy, and I get to. His friends are all there. Josh Hart's there. Basically, the entire Villanova squad. They just got Bridges, and now we're in a better position to win a championship. I always thought that if you are a player and you're already a millionaire, and you're in a position to be like, hey, if I take 20 million less and it helps the team win, what's that 20 million to me? I'm already making 150 million. Do I need this extra 20 million, or should I try to just help the team? I've always just wondered that for that mindset, that mentality. I understand why players are like, yeah, give me all the money and give it to me now. And I get that mentality too. Like, these billionaires, they got endless amount of money. Take all the money you can get from them. So I see both sides of it. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
That's fair. And the Knicks have made some great moves. They are probably, if you have Boston as your number one in the East, they're definitely the number 2 best team in the East after the moves they made with getting Bridges, with re-signing OG, a couple of.
You have them two now. You had the Sixers above them before.
No. I think the pay cut and then looking at their roster, having 2 weeks off from FMC, I could take my emotions out of it and my hatred of the Knicks out of it, and I could say that they are the number 2 behind Boston, and
respect
then I'll have
that. That's good growth.
Philly at number 3. Yeah. I can always admit when I'm wrong. I think you've seen that in what the 3 years we've done this show. I have come back and be like, yeah, I was wrong. I just did it a couple of weeks ago when Boston won, where I was like, Yeah, I was wrong for saying the Lakers were gonna win this season.
Louis is saying, does Warner Brothers Discovery have ability to actually match the Amazon package? Heard there was a bunch of international distributions included the package. Are they even capable of matching those? That's gonna be fascinating because
That's
from
the real big news, like to talk about, because everybody done wrote off WBD in regards to these media rights for the NBA, but that was a big move, and like that to me, not to, we always have to do at least one wrestling reference on this wrestling channel. That to me, them saying they're matching one of the bids was an indication that they already had the deal pretty much done with AEW.
Oh, you think that means they have a deal fully like done with AEW?
I think if it's not signed off on, it's in principle, it's pretty much done and dusted for them to then be like, okay, that's done. Now we can go back to this NBA thing. We fell off with the NBA thing. We lost it to these guys. Now we can see if we have an opening to come back to it and make this a difficult decision for the NBA, which apparently they have.
So from my understanding is this thing could be very like play out in court because now the NBA, I guess, has to decide if they're going to accept the matching rights. I don't know how all of this works. I'm reading it from like Sports Business Journal. That's basically where I'm reading. John Olrand has a lot of insight on this, but it sounds like it could end up playing out in some type of litigation where what they can match, what's actually legal here. I don't know what it means for AEW. I truly don't. I'm not going to pretend like I do. I've seen the reports from people who like, oh, they have an agreement in principle. It's just not all signed. Yeah, maybe that's true. What that agreement is, don't know that either. Don't know if it means certain stuff's going to be on streaming. Don't know if certain shows are going to move dates. Don't know any of that. We shall see. I don't know if it's good or bad for AEW, them trying to match this, because while I think that a portion, like AEW was partially affected by what Warner Brothers was going to decide to do with all of this, I also think it's a separate thing to where they were going to do what they needed to do with AEW, and they already kind of knew they were about to lose out on the NBA. Like this NBA thing's been going on for a while. Like the NBA and Warner Brothers, they basically knew at the end of the season, like the end of the finals, that they weren't gonna be back on turn.
They had inside the NBA do like an emotional goodbye and everything.
Yeah. So I think they kind of operated a little separately of like, this is what we're gonna do with AEW, and then we'll, we gotta still figure out the NBA, obviously. But I don't think it played as big of a factor as people are making it out to be. It certainly played a factor, certainly. But I don't think it was a factor in that, oh, if we get the NBA, that means we have less money to spend here. Oh, if we don't get the NBA, that means we have more money to spend here. I think they kind of had earmarked what they had earmarked for AEW, and that was going to be that. And then it was figuring out the rest of it from there. Then it was figuring out what days are shows going to be on, what platforms are shows going to be on, like pay-per-view, streaming, archive, all that stuff. I think that was a bigger holdup than kind of the money aspect. I could be completely wrong.
I get what you're coming from, because I always thought because of WBD losing out on the NBA, it was more of a thing with how that translated to AEW, is that would give AEW more flexibility on like what day, what time slot they can be on. Because I honestly, if WBD doesn't get this, the NBA chooses to go away from WBD, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm going to David Zaslav and I'm like, we need to move Collision. We need to move Collision off of Saturdays. That's going to be a difficulty when you get to, college football time. And it's already a difficulty when it's going up against WWE pay-per-views, and move it to like Thursday. Or if you really want to put your balls on the table and have a dick measuring contest with Paul Levesque and Nick Khan, then put it on Tuesdays. Go up against NXT. Why not? Why not?
So this is a discussion Joel and I had a while ago on In the Weeds of if you move Collision to a Tuesday or Thursday, it becomes it's not so much about when the show airs, like the day, it becomes the arena stuff at that point.
Yeah.
And travel. So if Tuesday, like, do you double book the same arena? Like whatever show you run Tuesday, do you just book that for Wednesday, or do you have separate travel of, okay, well, we're in North Carolina on I use easy geography for myself because I'm terrible with geography. We're in North Carolina on Wednesday for Dynamite. We're only in South Carolina, like a 3-hour drive for Tuesday or Thursday for Collision. Do you separate the rosters at that point? That's where it becomes tough to figure out of the traveling schedule with that. Or does it become a taped show? Do you tape Collision on Wednesday after Dynamite and then just air it on Thursday? I don't think you can do one. You can't tape Dynamite. You can't go to a taped Dynamite. No. That's the A show. I also don't think you can tape Collision after Dynamite on Wednesday and air it Tuesday. That's way too long of a gap there. So that's where moving Collision. It's very easy to plug it into a day, but figuring out the arena and the travel becomes a little bit difficult.
After this past Collision, I would say that you do, whatever Dynamite is in, say it's in like New York. Well, easy geography for myself. If you do like a Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe Stadium and you have a Collision on Thursday, you do it Thursday live, but you go to Hammerstein Ballroom. Like you do a smaller, more intimate feel, because I feel like that worked extremely well on Saturday. We talked about it, yesterday on In the Weeds. We don't know how it's going to progress throughout this month at Esports Stadium, but I think that that's the direction that Collision should go, is that you don't do the big arenas for Collision. You do the big arenas for your Dynamites, for your pay-per-views, and you make it a smaller, more intimate field. You try to pack the place with 1,000 to 2,000 people that are loud and invested in the product. And that's what Collision should be. And I think that if you do a tape show, you do a live show on Wednesday and then you do a live show on Thursday, it's easier to have people that are on Dynamite stick around for the Thursday show, especially if it's in the same city, but it's in a smaller venue. And then you have more time. Like these guys can fly out on a Tuesday and they don't have to fly out until Friday, and they just stay there. Tuesday, they can promote the show, do your local radio, you can paper the town, wherever your street team, whatever you do. And I think that you can pack the house on Wednesday, and then you can more likely pack the house on a Thursday if it's in a smaller venue.
So they've done the Wednesday, Thursday kind of taping in the past. Like they'll tape Collision on Thursday and then it obviously airs on Saturday. So they have done where they will hold the show, they'll hold Dynamite on Wednesday, and then they'll tape Collision on a Thursday. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. They've clearly proven they can kind of run Collision on a Thursday. Obviously, it's different doing it every week than, okay, we're kind of doing this maybe once every 2 months or something. But that's probably best case scenario, because Saturday, especially once like TNT, they're picking up some of Turner, they're picking up some of the college football games. I know Tony just doesn't really want to run against football, period. It's going to be unavoidable. I mean, if you're running on Thursday, you're running against Thursday night football. So you're going to be running. Somebody mentioned in the chat, go to Louis mentioned Monday with Raw off cable. Then you're running against Monday night football. And you're still technically running against WWE. I know it's on cable, or on Netflix, but you're still running against WWE. I don't know. We've seen what a WWE pay-per-view number does to Collision ratings. So even though, a pay-per-views on Peacock, essentially the same thing as Raw on Netflix, that would still cut into a Collision number, even if Raw is not on cable. I think Tuesday or Wednesday, Thursday could work. for something like that. Just a matter of arena and travel, and if that makes sense for them. Like I don't know. I don't know what would make sense for them. Whatever, honestly, whatever moves the pay-per-views to Saturdays. That's all I really care about.
Seriously, man. Like, especially when I'm out here in the UK, man, it would be so much better to stay up late on a Saturday than freaking a Sunday. Like, damn, it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm looking. I'm gonna be paying attention to this whole thing with WBD making that trying to match the bid for the NBA rights. And I know a lot of people. It's all of us. I'm like a lot of y'all. I just want it for inside the NBA. Inside the NBA is an institution when it comes to NBA basketball. We got to hear Chuck making his bad predictions. We got to hear Shaq making fun of Chuck, and we need Ernie Johnson in a role involved with the NBA. Period.
I'm with you. Like, as long as inside the NBA stays, I don't really care what happens to. Because to me, I don't really care where the games air. I'm gonna watch them. So I want to, but I like having the inside the NBA product. You can't replicate that. The ESPN broadcast kind of sucks. I think it's actually pretty awful. So all right, I just want the inside the NBA broadcast. I don't know what Amazon's studio show, if they're gonna have a studio show, is gonna look like. That's all for them to figure out. We'll see. It's gonna be fascinating how this plays out with the NBA and Warner Brothers, and obviously AEW is a little adjacent to that because we'll see if they announce something. According to people, they have an agreement in principle. I don't know how much these people are plugged in on this. A lot of people say a lot of things.
True. The other thing we should mention, since we're talking about, personalities involved with the NBA, like your Ernie Johnson and stuff like that. Another big news from last week was the end of an era of Skip Bayless. Oh. Skip Bayless is going off of FS1. FS1 say, get your ass on out of here after the ratings plummeted after Shannon Sharp left FS1 and left Undisputed. Like, that might go down in his 40. He was on TV and involved in, journalism and, debate shows for 40 years. The worst decision he ever made was that tweet about Damar Hamlin. That was the worst decision of his career, because that was even more than the whole debate that they had when Skip really disrespected Shannon, talking about how, Tom Brady accomplished more than you. Tom Brady was better than you and all that stuff. Yeah, that was probably to Shannon. Shannon said that was kind of like the first crack in their relationship. But that Damar Hamlin tweet and the fact that Skip did not want to really apologize, did not want to delete the tweet, and then argued with Shannon after Shannon took off the show and then show up to the next day. Like, the fact that he was so adamant about sticking to that and keeping on with his gimmick and his bit, that is the worst decision of his career. Thinking that he could just, I did it once with, Woody Page left, and I got Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith and me became the GOATs of debate television when it came to NBA and basketball and all the sports on First Take. And then after that ended, or that reached the end of the line for me, I went to FS1 and I created a new star in Shannon Sharp to go across from me and debate with me in that style. He thought he could do it again, and they tried everything with Undisputed. They threw on Little freaking Wayne to debate with Skip Bayless, Keyshawn Johnson, Richard Sherman. Like, they were just throwing everything at the wall, and it was just plummeting down and down into just an explosion. And, they put out the statement saying it was a mutual thing. I don't think it was a mutual thing. I think FS1 saw the ratings, saw the writing on the wall, saw that he was reaching his endpoint, and they decided to cut the cord.
I never watched any of the show. I never cared what they had to say.
You never watched Undisputed with Skip and Shannon?
No. I saw clips because they just pop up on my timeline, but I don't care about their takes. I don't. They're not insightful to me. They're not. like they're fun in the like it's just yelling over each other, like it's a good bit. Like so I saw clips. I don't want to say I never watched. I obviously know what the show is. I saw enough clips that were funny, but I never sought it out. I was never like, oh, I gotta watch Undisputed today and to
No,
see what they
I
have to
watched
say.
it mostly for the clips on YouTube. That's
Yeah,
what I always
I saw clips and that was it. And a lot of those were even kind of against my will. Like my buddy Samer would send them to me and be like, "Look at what these idiots are saying." I'd be like, oh, "Okay, that's funny." Like, but as far as actual insight, I never cared to watch it of what their insight was. But there was good chemistry and like it was fun. And yeah, they both have tried different things and neither have really worked out. So I
Well,
didn't.
Shannon has definitely worked out.
Does he? I literally have no idea who he.
I mean, you can at least say that you watch one thing in full from Shannon Sharp this year, the Cat
Club Shay
Williams
Shay.
interview. Yeah,
Yeah.
The Cat Williams interview. He doesn't need to do anything else this year. He
Yeah.
gave us one of the most viral
Factual.
interviews of the year. That was it. Like 50 million at this point. I think it's more than 50 million have watched that interview, that 2.5 hour interview. That is like, that's in like the Mount Rushmore of like greatest interviews in like any YouTube or interview series, like Club Shay Shay, the Nightcap with him and Chad Ochocinco is pretty good too. That's another one where I just see like the clips and stuff like that. And I also did watch Club Shay Shay with his interview with Monique, because I was very that's another one that I watched. I didn't watch the whole interview like I did with Cat Williams, but I did watch like an hour of it because I was like, I didn't know you had beef with Tyler Perry. I didn't know it was like that. Like, I did not know any of this. That was very insightful with the interview with Monique. But yeah, Club Shay Shay, him and Stephen A. Smith don't have any chemistry as far as like debate partners from the clips that I've seen on First Take. But I mean, he's getting a check from ESPN, so that's all he needs. Get that check, make a few appearances during football season, during basketball season. He's good to go. He's got a full spot, I think, once or twice a week on First Take. Outside of his YouTube channel has just blown up. So he's the more successful of the two since they split with him and Skip, because Skip's reached the end of his line.
Skip he was always just a LeBron hater to me. I didn't find him as entertaining as Stephen A. Stephen A brought more entertainment value to me. Skip just like neither of them are good like analysts. They're just they exist, but yeah. Good on them, I guess. They got a bunch of money. That's all I can say. They got a bunch of money.
Stephen A, he exposed himself that he is not a good analyst or not really good at debating anyone outside of Skip. Skip was the only person he was really good
I don't think either of them are good at debating. They just yell. Like neither of them make great points.
No.
They just yell at each other.
I did love seeing JJ Redick on First Take with
Stephen JJ Redick at least had facts to back stuff up. Stephen A and Skip are just lying to all the bloggers and editors and calling each other predators and what are the line is
Oh man, but yeah, it's an end of a road. Skip. It was fun. I just found out. I saw an interview with Woody Page that the reason Woody Page left
GOAT
Code Pizza was because he almost choked out Skip.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The GOAT Woody Page.
Woody Page, yo, don't put more respect on Woody Page's name. People want to say, oh, Skip created the whole genre of debate show. No, it was Skip and Woody on Cold Pizza. Cold Pizza. Only the OGs know about Cold Pizza.
Cold Pizza, yep. Yeah. Oh, Jay, what's his name was on that show? I forget his last name.
Yeah. He was like the main host, him and the
and the girl.
Yeah.
I remember watching that in the mornings. The original Around the Horn with Kellerman as the host. as well. Woody Page with the whiteboard in the background.
Yo,
Page
oh
the
man,
GOAT.
that's another thing that got me tight. I was reading on social media. They did a top 20 best basically what was it, like contestants on Around the Horn, and Woody Page only was number 3. What?
Who was top 2?
I think I got so upset after I saw him at number 3. I don't even know if I finished the article, but I think it was Tim Carshaw.
Tim Calishaw.
Yeah, Tim Calishaw.
He's fine.
Calishaw was good, and he's probably won more than Woody. But Woody is the GOAT of Around the Horn. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, fair. I'm with you. Woody Page was the man. He was the man. All right. We made it just about an hour. You know what? We turned this show into halfway something here. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll be back next week. Maybe Cheryl will be here. I don't know. She's got a lot going on. We shall see. We'll watch the Too Hot to Handle SP3. Watch the new season if you can. And,
right.
And
you finished watching Cobra Kai, the last 3 episodes.
I should be able to finish Cobra Kai within the following week, and we'll talk about Cobra Kai, the first part next season. I should be able to, or next week I should be able to finish that. All right, everybody. SP3, can plug anything? Busy man.
Check me out, True Hill SP3. That's where I put most of my the stuff that I'm doing. I will be live at 1:05 p.m. Eastern time, so in about 2 hours. With Romeo is back on Rated Raw Review. We're going to be reviewing Monday Night Raw from last night with Dominic Mysterio choosing Rhea Ripley over Liv Morgan. Punk is cleared for SummerSlam. Seth's the referee for him and Drew. So we'll talk all about Monday Night Raw. Check us out, the True Hill Heat YouTube channel.
Appreciate you as always, SP3. Guys, we'll be back next week. Joel is allegedly back on In the Weeds tomorrow. Don't know if that's true or not. We shall find out. Bye, everyone.